Okay, for this video I wanted to cover the IRS Form 4852, which is a substitute for your Form W-2 or 1099-R. So if you did not receive a Form W-2 from your employer, or did you not receive a 1099-R from the custodian that's paying out your retirement distributions, you can complete this form in lieu of receiving one of those schedules. So before we go through the form, I want to go through some of the background as to what this form is, who should be completing it, and under what circumstances. So first and foremost, using this form is a last resort. Okay, so when you prepare your Form 1040 tax return, you should always collect your W-2 from your employer. If your employer doesn't provide it to you, you need to try contacting them, chase them down. You really need to have the W-2 in front of you, because the W-2 outlines your total pay, how much federal income tax was coming out, what your Social Security and Medicare taxes withheld were, and if there were any other adjustments for your taxable income. Okay, so that's the first teaching point here, is always really chase your employer first to try to get this. If you've exercised every effort and you're unable to get a W-2 from your employer, the next step is to contact the IRS. Now, the reason we want to do that is because employers are supposed to provide this information to you. Right? They're supposed to give you a W-2 by Jan 31 of each year, and they're obligated to file tax returns, payroll tax returns, provide all that stuff to the IRS. So by contacting the IRS, you can try to kind of get the IRS to chase them down as well and see if they can get that information for you. Now, if none of these efforts are successful, the IRS can send you this 4852 and you can complete it out and file it with your tax return. Okay, so the example we're going to look at here is for John. So what does John do if he's unable to get his W-2 from his employer? Well, the 4852, you're effectively reporting all the information that otherwise would be reported on the W-2. So if you think about the fields that are on a W-2, you have wages, your Social Security and Medicare wages, federal income tax withheld, Social Security tax withheld, Medicare tax withheld. These are all the items that you would see on a W-2. So what we're doing is we're effectively inputting the numbers ourselves and then reporting that with our Form 1040 tax return. So how do you do the calculation yourself? So if we look at John here, John's employment contract showed that he was going to be paid $30,000 a year. Okay, so John knows he's on a salary of $30,000 a year, and when he's totaling up his net paycheck, so the actual amount of cash he received, the amount of cash that was deposited into his accounts was $23,855. So if you do some simple math here, $30K minus $23,855, it means that his employer withheld $6,145. Now, it's okay for John to assume in this case that it was all taxes, right? There might be some withholdings if you have, let's say, a health insurance plan with your employer, and they provide and you have to pay out of pocket a portion of the premium. That might apply here, but in this case, or that might apply to your circumstances, but in this case, we're assuming that there's no other deduction coming out of John's pay. So he can quite comfortably compute that, okay, I was paid $30,000. The net checks I received were $23,855, which means my employer took out this much in tax. Now, how do I compute what the breakout is of that $6,145? Well, you can do, again, some simple math here. So the Medicare withholding tax, remember that employees are subject to a 1.45% Medicare tax on their wages, and this is deducted from your paycheck by your employer. So if John does $30,000 times 1.45%, that means he can expect the $435 was coming out as Medicare withholding. The same computation for Social Security, right? So Social Security taxes withheld for employees is 6.2%. So if John does $30,000 times 6.2%, that's $1,860, right? So now John can see that $435 and $1,860 are the payroll taxes, which means the difference is the federal income tax withholding. So we know that the total is $6,145. So we take $6,145 minus $435 in Medicare, minus $1,860 in Social Security. that means that the remaining amount, $3,850, was likely this federal income tax withholding. Okay, so if you add all these three up here, you get $6,145. That was the total amount of taxes taking out. This is a reasonable calculation for John to do to try to estimate what the payroll tax and federal income tax withholding amounts were. Now, if he has pay stubs or something else in there that shows year-to-date numbers, he likely might use those. But in this case, he didn't receive anything from his employer. All he knows is that's what he was paid contract-wise, and that was the net amount he got. So he's trying to do some arithmetic here to figure out what the tax components were. Okay, so now once John has those amounts, he can complete the 4852. So remember, this is got to be completed and attached to your 1040. So we've got John's name, his social security number, and his address. In box 4 here, we're doing this for the 2021 tax year, and he's been unable to receive his W-2. So we check that box for W-2. Now his employer's name and address, he should know who his employer is, and then the address where he was working. The tax ID number, so field 6 here, this would be the EIN for the company. Now the EINs, there's no public database for this, so very often you as an employee, you're not going to know what that is, so you can leave it blank. If you do know what it is, then go ahead and enter it. And then in field 7 here, this is where we start to fill out the information on that would otherwise be his W-2 stuff, right? So we have wages, Social Security wages, and Medicare. Remember, those are generally all going to be the same amount, unless you have pre-tax deductions for things like 401k contributions and those other types of items. But in this case, it's just $30,000 for each item. And then the boxes H and I here, we have the Social Security tax withheld, that was $1,860, Medicare tax withheld, $435, and then the federal income tax withholding of $3,850. Okay. Now, obviously, 1099-R, we can leave that blank because we're not filing under those circumstances. And then in lines item 9 and 10, we have to provide some details on how we came up with these numbers and what procedures we took to try to obtain the original document. So they're asking us, how did you come up with the amounts listed on line 7 and 8 above, right? So line 7, the W-2. You can enter the information here or put see attached statement and then attach a longer narrative. But we can simply say here, the employment contract was $30,000 a year. My net paychecks were this amount for total taxes withheld is $6,145. So we calculated Medicare tax, Social Security, which leaves the federal income tax withholding of the $3,850, right? So just try to let them know, how you came up with these numbers. And then item 10 here, this is very important too, right? So let them know what it is you did before you resorted to this last-ditch effort to try to figure out what your W-2 amounts were. So we contacted the former employer, never received a response. We did contact the IRS and spoke with a representative. Very important, right? So you have to contact the IRS first, okay? Make that effort, call them, talk to them, and then, again, if nothing works, then you can proceed with filing this form and attaching it to your 1040, okay? Okay, so that's the form itself, pretty straightforward. Let me go back to the slide here just to cover a few last points. So, yes, very important here. You want to be as honest and accurate as possible, okay? The IRS has severe penalties if you try to use this form to abuse basically the federal tax system. So what will happen is some taxpayers have used this form and said, well, my W-2 was just wrong, even though they know that the W-2 was accurate. Or they use this form because they didn't get a W-2, but they purposefully understate their income, or they purposefully overstate the federal income tax withholding amounts. And they do this to try to lower their tax liability, increase their refund. Do not do this, okay? Very, very stiff and severe penalties for misusing this form, right? So the penalties can be accuracy related. There's civil tax fraud penalties that can apply. So I would highly recommend you work with a preparer to try to complete this form. Try to avoid doing it on your own because, again, you want to be as precise as possibly you can be. Otherwise, the IRS might argue that you committed some type of fraud. Okay, so that covers it for this form. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next video. Thank you.